Greetings from the board of the State Chamber. I'm Dick Rush, President and CEO of the State Chamber, whose primary mission is to lobby for your business. Over the past 3 years, we've had significant legislative victories for Oklahoma business.
Well, to be completely honest, Mr. Rush, the State Chamber has been scoring wins here at the Capitol for the business community and for the entire state of Oklahoma for over the last 100 years. 100 years.
Wow, I had no idea. It's a milestone for us.
100 years of defending Oklahoma businesses, promoting the fact that the free enterprise system is alive and well in Oklahoma.
I can't believe 100 years is here, and I can't believe I've been here for 34 of it almost.
When you say 100 years, it's just a large amount of events that took place to shape this the way we are today.
You aren't lying, Mr. Ratcliffe. So many men and women, staff, board members, board chairs have steered the organization through the decades. We thought it would be appropriate to highlight some of the big State Chamber events and milestones, and we're going to do it appropriately in 100 seconds. So here we go. Almost right from the get-go, 1927, the Chamber kicked off a $170,000 marketing campaign. That's over $3.2 million in today's money, to try to convince Eastern businessmen and investors around the world that Oklahoma was no longer the Wild West and a great place to start a business. In the 1930s, as the entire country fell into the depths of the Depression, the Chamber was there for Oklahoma, trying to help agriculture, and in 1939, helping to repeal Prohibition. In the 40s, the Chamber helped organize war bond drives, and after WW2, the State Chamber helped push for a state balanced budget amendment and the building of toll roads to increase connectivity for Oklahomans and their businesses. In the 50s, the Chamber began its decades-long push for tort reform, specifically pushing out studies and data that showed higher prices from plumbing to pork chops were being caused by workers' comp fees that far surpassed those in nearby states. Another big milestone, the Oklahoma Development Council and the State Chamber joined up to create the Oklahoma State Chamber of Commerce. In the 70s, the State Chamber championed smaller chambers to help grow Oklahoma statewide. In 76, Edmond won Chamber of the Year, with Governor David Boren there for the presentation. In the 1980s, with the oil bust, Oklahoma had fallen on hard times and the State Chamber was struggling too.
It was a mess. At the end of 1985, they had merged two organizations together, the old State Chamber and the Associated Industries of Oklahoma, ended up with a bigger, more bankrupt organization. First board meeting in 1986, they actually passed around a note for all the board members to co-sign for $100,000 to bail the organization out.
But a man named Richard Rush from the U.S. Chamber took control in Oklahoma City in 1986.
And at the end of that year, we actually had paid off all that debt and ended up with the surplus.
Dick Rush grew the Chamber in the late 80s and 90s, opening up their current building just months before that fateful April day in 1995.
And I heard a loud boom, like a really loud, I felt a boom. And it felt like a big Mack truck or an 18-wheeler had crashed into the building. Richard Rush, who was our president at the time, came running out of his office and he said, "Kim, that was a bomb." And I believed him because he was a combat veteran.
In 2001, State Chamber members and staff were at the U.S. Senate offices in Washington, D.C. when the planes hit the trade towers and the Pentagon.
I was talking to Don Nichols and his phone rang, and it was his son in New York. And he put down the phone, he said, "My son says there's an airplane that just hit the biggest building in the world." And so they evacuated the building. We had to leave, and by then, there were no rental cars. You couldn't find a taxi. We walked a mile back to our hotel.
Only a few short months after Chamber members got back from D.C. on a bus, years of Chamber work finally got results for the business community as Oklahoma voted and...
For the first time in history, Oklahoma can compete for jobs, business, and industry as a right-to-work state.
In recent years, the State Chamber has won significant victories for Oklahoma businesses in workers' compensation and education reform, and in workforce and economic development.
So as exciting as the last 100 years has been, it's even more exciting to think about where we're going to be 100 years from now. We can't even imagine what this is going to look like 100 years from now. But what we can imagine is that an organization like the State Chamber is going to be as needed then as it is now to make sure we have good public policy and provide our partners in government a great roadmap to make sure that we are always competitive and staying ahead of the game.
Of course, there's more to some of those stories and some stories you've probably never heard about, and be on the lookout because we're going to be talking about them for the next 365 days as we celebrate the Centennial. And have fun tonight. It's taken 100 years to get here, and the next 100 years are going to be even better.